Sebastian here with my co-host S.A. Baz Collins for this week's Written on the Edge, Season 8, Episode 39, a Friday interview. We'll be talking with C. Spencer and talking about their book, So It Went Like This. So let's get to know our guest. Camille Spencer grew up in Southern California during the 70s and 80s, watching Disneyland fireworks off her balcony and ditching school to hit Tower Records and thrift shops on Melrose Avenue. She spent 2 years as an art major in college, only to switch midway to English literature, which led to her unnatural obsession with Hester Prynne, Lady Brett Ashley, and Henry David Thoreau's lifestyle of resistance. After graduating, she packed her car and moved to Burlington, Vermont, sight unseen, living in the land of maple syrup and snowboarding for the next 10 years. She currently resides in Western Massachusetts. She's worked as a copywriter and editor since 2001, and in 2013 she began writing fiction on the side. Camille, congratulations on your 10-year writerversary.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a while. 3 books in 10
And
years.
you get bonus points, girl, for working Tower Records into that
Oh,
bio.
oh
You get
yeah,
bonus
right? Classic,
points.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something the kids will never understand
I
is the
know.
magic
Going
of
to a
Tower
record
Records.
store and flipping through all of the album
Mhm.
covers. I know.
And the
I know.
rando conversations you'd have with other
Mhm.
people as they were looking at stuff. I
Yes,
miss that so much.
I know. I know. You're cool if you're in the cool section. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's attitude.
So,
Absolutely.
where did the passion come from being an editor and making other people's stories come out into the world to actually telling your own? What was that spark?
Well, I never planned on being a writer. I dabbled in it in probably my 30s, and it just didn't click with me because I was reading books. I mean, I'm a literature major, but it's not me and it wasn't coming from me. So I was writing crazy things that just didn't connect with who I was. There were no lesbian writers, there were no stories. There were a few that were, high literary, Jeanette Winterson and stuff. But then, probably it must have been 2009 or so, 2011. Indie publishers like Bella Books and Bold Strokes books started coming out. I started reading some of those, and it's just never, it's weird, but I'm 52. It never occurred to me that you could write a lesbian love story for a book. So that just really gripped me. So I just thought, I kind of want to write my own story,
There
that
you
I
go.
wasn't seeing out there. Yeah.
Right. And here we are 10 years later.
Yeah. And I have 3
Who knew?
books.
3 books, I know.
3 books. I know. I didn't even think I'd get my first book published at all. It was just like, I'll just kind of write on the side. So that was fun.
Very cool. So we're here today to
Yeah.
talk about your romance, So It Went Like This.
Mhm.
Do you want to show off the cover?
Yes.
Ah,
So it went like this.
woohoo!
It,
So,
yeah, go ahead.
what's the elevator pitch? What should people know about it?
Elevator pitch. So 2 women, Logan and Kennedy, take a vacation at this gay-owned bed and breakfast, really luxurious place for different reasons. And in the lobby, they
Oh, so they
catch
don't go
a glimpse
together.
of each other.
They just
They
happen to.
don't.
Okay,
They
gotcha.
happen to see each other there. I love the close quarters. I love when things happen and then you're just kind of like, it's almost like a play. It's just this kind of in the same setting and you keep, running into this person. And so that really appeals to me. I think that was in my first book as well. And so they see each other there. They're there for this 4th of July holiday weekend. So it's extended. You know, everything works perfectly, but then they have to leave. So
So, was it
what happens?
Logan was the one who was there after a therapy session to sort of find
That
herself?
Kennedy, yeah,
Okay.
Kennedy is there. Kennedy, it starts out where Kennedy is in a therapy session and she's trying to get over her last relationship. And so she just decides to randomly book this vacation. Logan goes because she is trying to console her very flamboyant friend, Tanner, who kind of took over the book. She was just very fun to write.
Those are the best characters.
It is. I love the side characters. Yeah, my editor is always like, come on, let's talk about the main characters a little more.
And back to the main couple.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in a romance,
Right.
Yeah.
So, did you follow sort of the traditional romance script, or did you write it just based on how you felt the story should go?
Yeah, I just go with it. I just
Nice.
start with an idea. I don't know where it's going to go. It kind of tells it as I go. And, I don't even know the characters. So I just kind of dive in there and it goes. And then the ending was really tough for me because I really didn't know how it was going to end, like what's going to happen here. So it's kind of reading a book for me. When I write it, it's just kind of like a mystery. Yeah,
Nice.
it's fun.
So there are some obvious themes running through this then. Obviously there's the vacation romance, and you just mentioned, the ending, you're not sure where it's going to go. There's
Yeah.
that transience to their relationship.
Yeah, basically, is this going to happen? Is this going to, I mean, I think that was part of the fun when they were together is, we don't know, maybe this is just going to be, like one night stand, one weekend stand sort of thing. And maybe it's not going to go anywhere. So I think they let down their guard when they were there and they kind of revealed things that they may not have. And, that's part of the magic of the romance there.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, it can be heartbreaking too. You don't know if it's going to last.
Was there an element of them feeling like they were meant to meet each other?
Eventually, yeah, eventually. I don't think they thought that at first, but it's just kind of like I wanted to write something more about instead of just a, 20-year-old sort of a romance, which there's a lot of young adult and there's a lot of 20-year-old. I wanted to write something that was more, older. I mean, 10 years younger than me at least. And how that would work. And um, so I wanted to weave that in there. So they do have careers, they do have real estate, property, responsibilities, friends, chosen family. And, that's hard to let go. It's very easy to let go of everything in your 20s and just say, boom,
I'm moving to
everything for
I'm
love.
moving to Vermont. Bye.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how far apart do they live in their normal lives?
I think it's probably 45 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe it's 2 hours. I can't remember. I can't remember. It's a distance. I think I was imagining it in the same state, kind of like Massachusetts, where it would be eastern, western Massachusetts, but still, you have a house, you have a job. Where does that go?
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah,
So without spoiling the ending, do they figure that
yeah,
out?
sort of, sort
And
of.
that's fair. Life is
I
not
can't
easy.
spoil it. Yeah, it's more realistic. I think it's a happy ending.
Nice.
Um, but you don't know. Yeah, yeah,
Is it, and I'm not sure on this, but is it they
yeah.
go on vacation to figure out themselves, they find each other, and in the process they do figure themselves out?
I hate to think that a relationship is solving your problems or anything like that. But
But
yeah, they
unintentional.
definitely,
It was unintentional, but
yeah, unintentional, definitely. And kind of, I was clinging to the past and didn't need to. And maybe I was looking in the wrong places. And maybe I need to, maybe I'm okay the way I am. And maybe all these other things, that weren't working in my life were just the wrong situations. And
that
so that's why they just kind of work.
that's beautiful to hear.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the moral.
Is there anything else about the novel you want folks to know? Something I didn't ask?
Um, I put my first male character in this, which was challenging for me because
Really?
I don't think I've put men in any. I don't know how to write from a male point of view. I don't have men in my family, so I mean it's an unusual situation. We're all women in our family, so I kind of wanted to write this. So I have this one side character who's a neighbor who's culinary, Kennedy's neighbor who slash friend. I just kind of wanted, the whole Me Too situation was exploding when I wrote it.
Hmm.
And I'm a feminist 100%. But I kind of wanted to
No.
sort of put myself, I wanted to put myself in that situation, I mean, what are straight men going through? versus the queer community and women, and just kind of have empathy there. So I I was able to like create a very, I think, heartwarming character that, that was a straight man, but still,
Supportive.
cool. Yeah, I mean, you can't help it. Kind of like you can't help it. You're born into privilege. I'm born into privilege. I'm white, so, how do you reconcile that? So I go through these sort of things in my head, and I try to challenge myself when I write, and I try to kind of have empathy and put myself into that character's position so that I can understand what they're going through.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. So, what have you got coming up next? Or are you doing any book
Oh,
fairs or anything of that nature that people should know the dates for?
I, I tried to do a couple of things this summer and it just didn't work out time-wise.
Mm,
I started a new job. I was freelancing for like 20 years and I started a new job. So my schedule's been kind of crazy.
mm.
But I do want to get to Prides next summer. I did. There was a whole bunch of Prides this year, but a lot got canceled from COVID, and they haven't started Northampton Pride here. Um, as far as writing, I'm just kind of trying not to pressure myself and go back to when I wrote my first book and just see what comes. I have some ideas, but I don't want to bottleneck myself into a corner and promise anything. So I just kind of want to have fun with it again and
Just
go
be
with
careful.
it.
Don't poke your muse, because your muse will take off.
I know, right? I know. I had all these ideas this week. I'm like, I got to start, right? I felt like I could write some pages, just, yeah.
You know what you should do is write a side character who then
I know,
becomes the
right?
character.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
But seriously, because my side characters, I just get locked into them. They're so
Hmm.
fabulous.
I feel you. I'm the same
Yeah,
way.
Turn one into a main
I love
character and run
them.
with it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Oh,
All
and
right.
then
Yep.
you don't
So,
even know.
which social is best for people to connect with you, or would you rather promote your website?
My website has all my socials. I'm bopping around because, Twitter is kind of
I
in
know.
flux right now, and I was
Whatever
in love
that
with
is
Twitter.
this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in love with that. So I tried, the Fediverse. Now I tried Threads. I'm on Threads. So I'm still on Twitter for a little while. We'll see where it goes. But I mean, Facebook, I have a lot of people on Facebook. My website, oh my gosh, did I give you guys the website URL? Because I can't remember because it's long and
You did.
convoluted.
So,
Okay, good.
cspencerauthor.wixsite.com
Yes, slash books.
/books, yes,
Yes.
to get
And
all your books.
ta-da, this book
Ta-da!
and my last two.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah.
Perfect. Any final words of wisdom?
Oh boy, final words of wisdom. Um, I don't know. Just I'm very grateful to be writing, and I'm very grateful that queer literature is skyrocketing, and that we have so many different avenues versus when I was growing up and in my 20s. So I mean,
And it's
I
so
just hope
important for
more
queer
books.
people to write.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you guys do this because I'm more exposed to the books that are out there, and
Nice.
I get to know the authors, and I just feel fortunate to be in a space that is so diverse.
Well,
welcome
when your
to our
muse
podcast
finally has you
family.
kick out that side character story, you know you need to come back and talk to us about it.
Oh, I
Mhm.
absolutely will.
Yes, you
Absolutely.
do. All right, folks, we'd like to extend a huge thank you to Camille Spencer for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Oh, our pleasure. And we're so glad to be able to put your story out into the world and include you in our podcast family. Woohoo!
Bye-bye. Yay.
All right, folks, we at Written on the Edge are proud to introduce you to new media by queer content creators. So if you enjoy learning about new artists or hearing our thoughts on entertainment media, please like and subscribe so you get the alerts for new episodes. The show was produced by Rogue Ravens Media. For our disclaimers, links to social media, our listen stations, or to sign up as a guest, visit www.rotepodcast.com. Tune in next week for your queer media fix.
Bye now.
Oh, what's that? Closing time. The bums rush in melody, dear.